Hey everyone, welcome. Welcome to day 12 of our January Yoga Challenge. Today, another practice, another great practice, a great addition to your day. So what do you say? Let's get started in child's pose. Come onto your mat. And let's get started in child's pose. You can work with your knees wide. Your arm is extended forward. If you want to work with your knees together and your arms alongside, you can add that variation. And sometimes a block under your forehead can be really nice. Right away, start to tune into your breath. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Big inhale. And a big exhale. Tuning into your breath. Tuning into your body. Tuning into your needs, what you need right here, right now, how you feel right here, right now. Winston feels the need to come downstairs. Hey, buddy, and join me. Oh, he is going to come and say hi this morning. Hi. So one of the great things about your practice is that it does help you to cultivate this ability to tune in to your needs and how you feel. It seems like we shouldn't need practice with that. But there's always so much going on. There's so much external stimuli that, we're often paying attention to the stuff that's going on outside of us, around us, instead of paying attention to what's going on within us. So here you have this opportunity. Feel your body, feel your breath. Feel your breath in your body. Let's take another big breath in. And a long breath out. And come on up to your tabletop hands and knees. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Fingers spread wide. Take your right arm out to the right and then up towards the sky. So we're going to thread the needle. Lift out of your left shoulder. Your gaze can follow your right hand. Take a big breath in. And then your right hand comes over to the left. You're landing on your right shoulder, the right side of your face. Your left hand can stay where it is. You can extend it forward. Lengthen out through your left side body. If you want to extend your left leg back as well, even if you want to lift it up, you can, right? So playing around with this a little bit. A very different foundation here, so feel the parts of your body that touch the ground. Gaze can be set to one point. And feel your breath. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. And then come on back to your tabletop hands and knees. Pause for a moment here. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. And take your left arm out to the left. And up towards the sky. Lift out of your right shoulder. Maybe your gaze follows that left hand. Take a deep breath in. And thread the needle on this side. Landing on your left shoulder, the left side of your face. You can also put a block under your head if that works better. You can stay right here. You can extend your right arm. Maybe extend your right leg. Maybe you lift it up. Little bit of leaning back. A little bit of balance, whatever variation you're in. Feel that you're grounded and supported, so you don't have to hang on to stay in balance or to come back to balance. Take one more big inhale. And as you exhale, come back to your tabletop hands and knees. Let's move through a couple of cat-cows here. On your inhale, lift your gaze, your chest, your tailbone, and as you exhale, round your spine. You can tuck your chin into your chest, lift out of your shoulders. On your inhale, gaze, heart, tailbone, lift, belly drops. And as you exhale, round your spine. You can add an additional movement. Take your time, move with your breath. Feel your breath in your body, feel the movement in your body. And then come to a neutral spine. Take your hands a little more forward, tuck your toes under. Come on into your downward facing dog or come back down for your child's pose. Take a deep breath in here. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Maybe a little bit of movement. Move your head around, move your hips. Fingers spread wide. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale lightly, make your way up to the front of your mat. Set your feet. They can be together or apart. Come on into your halfway lift. Long spine. Wave your body a little bit forward in the balls of your feet. You can bend your knees. Find a place that works for you, for your hands. And it might be different than yesterday. So tuning in to what works today, what you need today, right here, right now. One more big inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Connect to your feet, soft knees. Rise to stand. Come all the way up. Hands high, heart lifts. Take a really big inhale here. And as you exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Set your gaze. Lower your gaze or close your eyes. You might set an intention for today's practice. Your practice today. And together, let's take a big breath in. And a long breath out. On your inhale, sweep up, reach up, and lift up. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, flat back, inhale. Bring your hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Shoulders track over wrist, fingers spread wide. You can have your knees lifted, or you can drop them down. Low belly draws in and up. Long spine, strong core. Take a big inhale. Move forward, halfway down, or all the way down. You can also drop your knees here. A big breath in, your cobra, your low cobra, or your upward dog, leading with your heart. And as you exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Take a long breath in and a big breath out. Working with downward dog, working with child's pose, maybe a tabletop. Working with your body and letting this practice meet your needs right here, right now. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale lightly, make your way up to the front edge of your mat. Set your feet. They can be together or apart, but even. Halfway lift as you inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Inhale all the way up to stand. From the ground, lift up, lengthen, fill up. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift, long spine, flat back. Inhale. Hands come to your mat, stepping back, high push up. Again, knees lifted or lowered, strong foundation, move forward, halfway down or all the way down, low push up. Still moving forward. Your upward dog, your cobra or your low cobra. And as you exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Let your heels soften. Let your head hang down. You can set your gaze or close your eyes. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Once more here, a deep breath in, fill up. And as you exhale, lightly make your way to the front edge of your mat. Again, intentionally setting your feet, strong foundation. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, come up to stand, rise up, reach and lift. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit down, sit back, set your feet. They can be together or apart. Bend your knees. You can set your feet, and then you can adjust your feet as needed so you have this steady foundation. Toes are soft, hands high or at your heart. Take a big breath in, and a long breath out. Wave your body a little more in your heels. Take a big inhale, and a big exhale. Take one more deep breath in here. Fold forward, exhale. Come on into your halfway lift, your flat back. Inhale. Bring your hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Moving forward, halfway down or all the way down for your low push-up. Elbows squeeze in. Here, cobra, low cobra, or upward facing dog, leading with your heart. And as you exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right thumb, warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Left foot spins flat. Rise up. You can reach your hands high or work with your hands at your heart. Check in with your foundation. If it doesn't work, absolutely adjust. Set your feet and soften your toes. Set your gaze and feel if you can soften around that. So softening your face, your jaw, unfurrowing your brow. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. And take one more deep breath in here. As you exhale, bring your hands down to your mat, stepping back to your high push-up, high plank. Moving forward, halfway down or all the way down, low push-up, chaturanga. A big breath in, upward dog, cobra or low cobra. And as you exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Once more, step your right foot forward. Come up, warrior one. And here, add in your warrior two. Add in a little more space between your feet. Still a big bend in your front knee. Even as you add in some space between your feet, still grounded through your back foot, the baby toe side of your back foot rolling down into your mat. You can set your gaze out over your front middle finger to the side. You can close your eyes. You can also work with your hands at your heart here. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Spin your palms to the sky. Take your right hand high, reverse your warrior, reach up and go back. And in your reverse, straighten your right leg so you come into your reverse triangle. Legs are long. They don't have to be straight. You don't have to push to straighten your legs, but you're grounding, you're lifting and lengthening. And then come through center, reach as far forward as you can. Let your right hand reach down and your left hand reach up. Now your right hand can land inside or outside the right foot, the leg, maybe on your leg or block. A little bit of lift under the bottom hand can go a long way. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a long exhale. And as you extend through your arms, feel that you're extending from your center. Let your breath extend to the tips of your fingers, the tips of your toes. Take another deep breath in. And a long breath out. Here, let your top arm pull you up to stand. Drop your hands. Pivot your toes to face the side edge of your mat. Feet parallel. Reach your hands up. Take a big breath in. Start to fold forward as you exhale. Pausing at the halfway point. So a little bit of core. Wave your body can come a little more forward into the balls of your feet. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, bring your hands down under your shoulders. You're in a halfway lift, so nice long spine, big breath in. Fold forward, exhale. You can walk your hands back a little bit. You might work with your hands on props to bring the ground up to you, especially if you want to stay in this halfway lift. Feel your body, feel what you need, feel what you're working with. And that's not to say that you can't challenge yourself. It's a challenge just to show up and get on your mat every day, right? All right, so now that you're here, the challenge may be to amp it up. The challenge may be to ease off. Feel what works for you. Take a big breath in. Then a big breath out. Set your hands under your shoulders. Come halfway up. Here, start to walk your hands towards your right toes. Pivot your right toes towards the front edge of your mat. Come to the ball of your left foot. And then lightly bring your left knee down. You can keep your toes tucked under, or you can untuck the toes. Come up onto your right heel. You might have room to bring the right foot a little more forward. And then begin to lengthen and fold over your right leg. You can have a bend in your right knee. You can pad your left knee. Use your hands for support. A lot of lengthening in the back of your right leg. Might be a lot of sensation. Take your time with it. Meet sensation, meet the challenge with breath. Your breath, a big inhale. And a big exhale. A deep breath in. And a long breath out. Here, start to come up. Bring your hands back over to the left. And you'll come back to that wide-legged stance. Feet are pretty even. Hands under your shoulders. Now, pivot around towards the back edge of your mat. Left toes will point to the back. You'll come to the ball of your right foot. And this time, step your right foot up to meet your left. Set your feet. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Rise to stand. Come up. Lift and reach. Chair pose. Utkatasana. Sit down. Sit back. Keep this quality of lifting up through your upper body. Lengthening through your torso, your spine, the sides of your body. Even as you bend your knees here, sit down and sit back. Take a really big breath in. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. Inhale. Bring your hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Knees lifted or lowered here, strong through your core. Shift forward, halfway down or all the way down, low push-up. A big breath in, upward dog, cobra or low cobra. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior one. Right foot spins flat. Rise up, reach up. You might have some room to bring your left hip back and your right hip forward. Feel both feet on your mat, which sounds a little silly, but if you're off somewhere in your head, you can't feel your feet, you can't feel what you need. I think that we all need some space for ourselves. And I think that this practice can help us find that space. Take a big breath in, and a long breath out. Another big inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Move forward and down, low push-up. Still moving forward. Upward dog, cobra or low cobra. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Once more, step your left foot to your left thumb. Come up for your warrior one. Tall at the top. And add in your warrior two. Here again, maybe some space between your feet. You have space between your feet already. Can you add in a little more? And how does that feel? So all the adjustments that we make are intentional, and then we feel them. Does it work? Not reacting, but space for intentional adjustments so we get what we need from this practice. Spin your palms to the sky and take your left hand high, reverse your warrior. Reaching up, going back, and then begin to lengthen through your left leg. Your right leg stays long and strong, your reverse triangle. Come through center, reach beyond your left toes. Imagine you're reaching across the countertop. And then your left arm extends down, the right arm extends up. Left hand can land. You can play around with where you land your left hand. Maybe a little bit of leaning back. Let your shoulders be soft as you ground through your feet. Keep your toes soft. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. And your gaze can be down to the side. You can take a peek at your lifted hand. Even if you're not looking at your left lifted hand, feel your lifted hand, the length in your arm, the length in your fingers. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Ground through your feet. And come on up to stand. Drop your hands. Toes pivot to face the side. Again, feet parallel. And even. Arms reach up, strong core here, big inhale. Once more, start to fold forward. You can soften your knees here. Torso parallel to the ground, strong core. Take a big breath in. Hands come under your shoulders. Halfway lift as you inhale. And then lengthen and fold as you exhale. Maybe you have a little more room this time. Let your head drop, move your head around a little bit. And so even the same pose a few minutes later can be a completely different experience. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Set your hands under your shoulders, come halfway up once more. Now walk your hands towards your left toes and pivot your left toes around towards the back edge of your mat. Come to the ball of your right foot, lightly bring your right knee down. You can pat the knee. Toes can stay tucked under. You can bring your toenails to your mat. Come up onto your left heel. You might be able to take your left foot a little more forward. And you can start to fold forward over your left leg. Hands on your mat, hands on blocks. If you have a lot more room and you want to come into your full Hanumanasana, you can. That's a full split. Feel what you need. You don't always need to do as much as you can to get the most benefit. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. A big inhale and a big exhale. One more deep breath in and a big breath out. And then come on up, bring your hands back over to the side, pivot around Again, towards the side edge of your mat, so you're in your wide-legged stance. And then keep going. Walk your hands towards the front edge of your mat. Your right toes point forward, come to the ball of your left. Step your left foot up to meet your right. At the front edge of your mat, set your feet and rise to stand. Come all the way up. Lift up, reach up, fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, flat back, inhale. Bring your hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Knees can be lifted or lowered here. Shift forward and down for your low push-up. Inhaling to your upward dog, your cobra or your low cobra. And as you exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and empty out. Here, bring your feet together and a little bit forward. So shorten your stance in your downward dog. And lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend your right knee. This is your down dog hip opener. You can work with your left knee down to more of a tabletop. And from here, come on into your half pigeon. Take your right knee forward to your right thumb. You might be able to walk your left leg back behind you. Add in some space. Sometimes there's room to bring this right foot over to the left and forward. You can set up the variation on your back. Feel what you need. You might put a block under your right hip or under your left hip or under your chest as you come forward. It's nice, really nice, to let your head land here. Whether you're in this variation or the variation on your back. Let the muscles that hold up your neck soften. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Often we're really focused on needing and wanting more strength. We also need the balance of softness. And you can cultivate both of those in this practice within yourself. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Set your hands under your shoulders. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. Now you can come into a tabletop, a child's pose, whatever feels best. Give yourself some space, this space, to feel what you need. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Bring your feet together again, a little bit forward. Now extend your left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee for your down dog hip opener. You can find this in more of a tabletop with your right knee down. And come on into your half pigeon on this side. The left knee forward and your right leg back. And again, the option to set up the variation on your back. The variation on this side can be completely different than the other side. Notice what you're working with. Notice what you're feeling. If you're feeling a lot of sensation, meet the sensation with breath. You might even ease off a little bit and soften and then come back into it. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Full breath in and a full breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. Allowing your breath to lengthen and deepen. I think that so much of what we need is simply to clear some space and be present. And you're doing that right here, right now. Some space for you in your strength and in your power. Take another big breath in. And a long breath out. And with your hands under your shoulders, come on up. Sweep your back leg forward. And simply lie down on your back. And draw your knees to your chest. Give them a squeeze. And set up for Shavasana. So if you have any poses that you want to add in, you can add them in. Any last adjustments, whatever you need. You have your legs long, take them up against the wall, maybe feet together and knees wide. Take a big breath in. And empty out.
So remember, whatever you need, and if that is more time right here, right now, give yourself this time. This is where I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining me for practice today. Thank you for joining me for this challenge. When you have finished with your practice, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. Remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you on your mat tomorrow.